Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Elistar Velgaros, and welcome back to some more Satisfactory. Yeah, I'm playing around with the new photo mode that was introduced in 1.1, and I gotta say, it looks pretty nifty. It allows us to take a good look at how our factory is looking right now, and right now, it's small, it's tiny, but, you know, it's the motion of the ocean, right? Size doesn't matter that much, right, guys? Okay. You know what? It's fine. Everything's fine. But yes, we're going to be getting back into some more Satisfactory today, and what we're going to be getting into is upgrades. It's going to be great. So yes, last time we completed the onboarding process, but now the game actually begins. Everything that we were doing up until this point was a tutorial. Now we get to play the actual game. So let's begin, shall we? You notice in the top right corner that we have a primary objective of building the space elevator. Well, if you take a look in the special tab, the space elevator is very big. We need 500 concrete, 250 iron plates, 400 iron rods, and over 1,500 wire. You guys actually can't see that because my model is in the way. 1 minute. There. Okay. But yeah, that's what we need. It's a lot. It is a lot. And at the current moment in time, it would take our system, I would say probably about 3 hours to make the space elevator. But we're going to not do that right now. We're going to make things a little bit more efficient. If we come over here to the hub, where, of course, as you guys remember, the hub is our base of operation. Into the terminal, we now have access to tiers 1 and 2. In the early game, I like to focus on a couple of things in the terminal. Number 1 is base building. So we need 200 concrete, 100 iron plates, and 100 iron rods. Logistics is probably the first thing that we're going to go into. So we're going to set this milestone. We need rods, plates, and a lot of wire. But our system that we have going on here, not going to work out very well. Because now we have access to proper biomass burners. And we're going to switch from using the ones on the back of the hub to using the ones that are provided to us from the game. So, we're going to need to quickly come over here and make some iron. And no, I'm not going to sit here and bore you guys with the entire process of making iron. My editor, thankfully, is going to go ahead and speed up this process using the powers of time. So, here we go. All right. See, it didn't take that long at all. All right. So remember how we were using these biomass burners in the last episode? And they were only making us like 20 megawatts of power. Both of these combined only 40? Well, let me introduce you to the new and improved biomass burners. Ta-da! These brand new biomass burners are not only equipped with an input that was included with the 1.0 release of Satisfactory. We'll get into working with that later on, but now comes improved with 10 more megawatts of power. And now we are capable of putting proper biomass in it, increasing the amount of power that is being generated, and overall being a much more efficient method of obtaining power. So we're going to get this bad boy hooked up to there, and then get that system back up and running. So we need plates, we need rods. We need to get moving. We need to get schmoving on this. So much so... Oh, wow, I need 25 wire for each of these. Okay. Damn. So much so... We'll do this. There we go. Alright, look at that. This one biomass burner is now capable of supplying this entire chain of machines. It's crazy. It's crazy. Alright, what we're also going to do is come on over here, and we're going to set up another Mark 1 miner on a normal iron node right here. Set that up, set that up, that, hook everything together. We did this all in the last episode, so... And then that's going to make our iron rods. Of course, we need to get it all hooked up with power. So you know what? Let's get this guy hooked up on its own little network. Until we are able to, you know, get it set up. What do I need? Plates. Just so that way we can get it all set up and producing materials again. Oh, I am a fool. I am a silly, silly man. I forgot. We're making cables. Stop! Okay. All right. Back to some plate making. What did I need? 25? No, 15. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Now, now that I think about it, I'm not going to go ahead and actually make this into its own system here. What we're going to do is this. So that way, I can take this line and send this all the way over here. Now, yes, I know that's more power than we are producing. I'm aware. Okay, it's fine. We're just gonna hook up a second biomass burner. Restock this one. Fill this one. And then turn everything back on. Alright. So, we're making plates. We're making rods over there. We're making wire over here. Now, pretty much all there is to do is... Well, actually... I don't have an open cable over here, do I? Ooh, I don't. There we go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our cable all the way right there until I can go get some more wire. Right, then we're gonna bring this line all the way over here to our concrete. So that way we can pick this up, get a miner plopped down. Now with concrete, you don't have to smelt the limestone. It just goes from the miner into the constructor. So let's hook that up. Let's get that to make concrete. And what we can also do is get a storage container. After I craft a couple more iron rods, because I forgot some. Boom and boom. We have enough power with 2 of the biomass burners to make all of this stuff, so we're good. We can set the concrete to start making stuff. Empty my inventory out a little bit here. And we'll come back to this later. We're just gonna let that go and forget about it for now. Until then, yes, we are going to be waiting very frequently. We are going to be waiting a little bit while all of the stuff is being made. So, what we're going to do... I'm going to collect some of this material. We're going to hook up a couple of storage containers to our system. Yeah, we're going to hook up a couple of storage containers. So that way all of our product can come out of the machines and get stored away. And what are we going to do in the process? Well, we are going to craft. What, you thought that we were going to do something super grand and amazing? No. Progress waits for no one. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and sit here and actually craft some more stuff. So, I'll be back. Okay, wow, I was crafting literally all day. It's nighttime. It's almost daytime too. All right, how we doing? We didn't even blow through half of our power for the biomass burner. That's crazy, man. We got 400 wire. 300 plates. Oh boy. Okay, actually, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna stop wire construction. Or not wire construction, cable construction, and we're just gonna let the wire go. I'll craft the cables as I need them. Okay. Then we gotta come on over here and pick up our 200, almost 200 iron rods. Okay. That is absolutely more than enough to get our processes going here. So, in our logistical resources, we are going to be getting splitters, mergers, lifts, and the efficiency statistic on our machines. Boom, boom, and boom.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics.
Yep.
If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Okay. Thank you for that wonderful and calming feeling, Ada. I appreciate that. All right. So now we have access to mergers, splitters, and lifts. Yeah. Splitters, mergers, and then we'll go smelters, constructors, and that'll do the work. So yeah, mergers, splitters do exactly what you think they do. They merge things, they split things. It makes things a lot more complicated. Not really. All of our machines are run off of numbers, right? You guys remember this. 60 copper ore per minute being created by this miner. The smelter is only using 30 of those per minute. Which means we could put another smelter down here. Split this belt here. And then provide 30 into here and 30 into here. Which we could, you know, then potentially put more into here. But since this is only making 30 copper ingots, and we're only needing 15, well, we can split this again, put it into here. And then what we can do is the cable. We need 60 wire. Well, 30 and 30. We could set a merger up. Hold on a minute here. There we go, just like that. Merge these two guys together. into there, and now we have cable. Actual proper cable production. Ain't that just the damnedest thing? I mean, yes, of course, you know, we gotta go through here, we gotta set this up. And then hook this up to the power grid. But that's pretty much it. How's our power grid doing? Uh-oh. That ain't good. Well, you know what that means, guys. We gotta add another biomass burner. Alright, and now we have cable production. And our little robot has returned. So let's get into the next thing. Alright, another cut. I had to go get some more biomass because our system is unfortunately down right now. So, gotta refill. Gotta refill. Get that up and back online. Alright, next thing that we're going to be doing. There's a couple of things that I do want to do. Base building, also very important. I'm going to need to go grab some more rods, of course. And we're also going to figure out this whole system. 60. So this can actually be split. Merger splitter. Do that. Grab that cable and bring this bad boy right over here. Alright, so this is making 30, but it's only using 15. So let's put another guy there. Split that up. Throw you up there. Add a boyo there. Then add a merger here. And connect you up. So that way now we're getting 30 rods per minute instead of 15. As we were before. You can see where this game is going to eventually come into a game about math. And we love math. Alright, let's head on over. Actually, how is our power grid doing now that I just added those 3 machines? Pretty good, actually. Let's get base building up and running. Boom!
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Alright. So now we can actually set up proper grids with our brand new foundations and such. When you're building, you can use your foundations and you can press R to have you cycle through different types of building processes. You could do default, where it only put one at a time. You could do zoop, which is my favorite, because you could just click once and zoop, and make a bunch of them all at once. Or if you have to go vertical, you can just press that and go vertical with everything. At the same time, you can press E to change between the different types of foundations, or, for example, like ramps or walls. It's pretty cool. I love building in this game. All right. What we're gonna do for now, so we're gonna start organizing a couple of things here. Gonna need more plates, and this is also one of the reasons why we were collecting concrete so early. All right. We're gonna shut off the grid for a little bit. And we're gonna get this all set up nice and neat. Power biomass generators. We're gonna put these in the center of each of these little grids here. Just like that. Set the power pole back up. Hook that back into play. We'll get these guys fueled up. Turn them back on to get the rest of the power, the rest of our itty bitty little factory all set up. There's a reason why I'm setting them up like this, because I want to set up a little splitter right there. Then hook this up with some belts. The same thing goes, like I was mentioning earlier with the foundations. Things like conveyor belts also have different building types. You could do straight, curved, or you could just do it by default. But we're going to hook up these guys with a little splitter here. I want to put a little container there. And then set up a constructor. Let's just say right there. And straight belt feed that into here. So now, whenever I need to go and refill everything, I can just throw a whole bunch of leaves into this constructor here. Or, you know, in multiple constructors. All depends. And then just belt feed the biomass into the burners. And get some automation going in here. Let's get our next milestone up and running. I could go ahead and finish up tier 1 with field research, but this is going to be an entire video on its own. Part assembly is something that we're going to have to get into, but I want to get obstacle clearing up and going. So we need 500 screws, 100 wire, and 100 concrete. Well, remember this other little smelter that we got going on over here with the iron? Yeah, we're going to turn these 30 iron ingots into screws. So, obviously, what we're going to need to do is set this bad boy up. Actually, change that up a little, because I don't want it to hook down so sharply. Okay, set up a new power pole right here. Those are going to be making 30 rods per minute. Then the screws, well, we only need 10 rods. So, theoretically, what we can do is merge these two guys together, like so, and then set up 1, 2, and 3. Whoops. 3 in a little splitter action here. So we'll do that, 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 then we'll get screws going. All right, we're not gonna turn on that second machine though, because that second machine, or this third machine here, is going to completely blow our network. Thanks for calling me out there, Fix-It. Appreciate it. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to leave that one machine off. And we're going to start getting our screws intact. 500 of these bad boys we're going to need. So, it's going to be a bit. In that case, then, why don't we just preemptively go gather some more biomass? And go check on our concrete as well. You can see, like, the green and the fauna is very slowly disappearing. Oh, actually, you know what? No, we're not going to collect any more biomass because there is an easier way to do this when we complete obstacle clearing. So we're just going to harvest all these rocks over here. And then there was a couple of things I wanted to check out real quick here. There are these new little pale berries that I picked up earlier. Forgot to show you guys that, so my fault. There's another one here. Thank you. Then when I was clearing out the fauna over here, underneath this place, found a couple of things. Bacon archaic, some coal.
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you. Store this potential resource for later use.
Right. Then there was that weird purple ball thing right there. I personally know what that is, but we're not going to get into any of that right now. That is a later video thing that we're going to talk about. Right now, we just want to get obstacle clearing up and running. We got lots of cable incoming. How's our wire looking? All right, not bad. We still gotta let that go for quite a while. All right, so store that away, that away. Okay. So now we just gotta chill out and just hang out for a little bit. Watch our leaves go into our little constructor here. Unfortunately, it's not going to be completely efficient because we can only supply it with 60 leaves a minute, and this takes 120. I also forgot that we don't have any room in our power grid. Whoopsies. We're probably also going to have to redo this area. Okay, we finally have the 500 screws for obstacle clearing. All we got to do is just come on over this way, pick up some cable, not all of that cable, good God, okay, maybe a little bit. But, let me come over here, pick up some cable. I got all the concrete that we need already. So, let's get obstacle clearing going, shall we? Boop!
Milestone reached. Solid biofuel, created from any biomass, ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. Biofuel production, the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size. Inspirational note: will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month? You could be if you construct,
You
automate,
could be.
explore, and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated fun, fun, fun.
Yippee! We love contractually mandated fun, fun, fun. Alright. So, yeah, we finally now have obstacle clearing, which is the chainsaw. And a new thing that we can craft called solid biofuel. Do want to get that up and going. Chainsaw. Hell yeah. Okay, so what we got to do first, though, come into here. We got to make some biomass. Biomass gets turned into solid biofuel, which can be burned in the biomass burners, but it is also used to fuel the chainsaw. So we're just going to make a couple of these. And then I'm going to show you guys what the chainsaw is capable of. So, the chainsaw only uses fuel when you actually use the thing. You can come up to a tree or any bit of fauna, have it highlighted, and explode it, apparently. That's different. You can get leaves, you can get wood. But the cool thing is, with the chainsaw, it actually clears out a much larger area. So, you can come up to this tree right here. And then just cut it down. This tree right here also cuts down that bush. Oh, you need to get rid of this giant tree? Well, what about all of the surrounding bushes and stuff as well? Tired of pressing E to collect all of your materials? Well, now you have a chainsaw. Have fun. Because the Lorax will hate you. So yeah, we're gonna collect a metric crap ton of biomass now with this thing. And we're gonna completely reconstruct our little biomass plant we got going on. Of course, yes, there are going to be little spots that you miss some of the leaves and foliage and stuff, but you can just run by them again, press E, and pick them up. Oh, hello, Pigu. What the heck? Where'd you come from? Goodbye. Your buddy over here, too. Come here. Goodbye, Pigu. Whoop. Yeah, make sure not to end the animation early, otherwise you won't actually pick anything up. But yeah, that's the chainsaw. Over 1,000 leaves we've collected already, and we've barely done anything. The chainsaw also does have a feature where you can press R and it will only cut down a single tree. But for us, well, unfortunately, nothing is going to survive. All of these trees, all of this beautiful foliage that was here before, no more. Get rid of it all. It's for the sake of progress, guys. Progress waits for no one. Alright, one more tree. Oh yeah, this place is gonna be a wasteland. More of a wasteland than it already is when we're done with it. Oh god. Alright. So, after destroying the natural ecosystem of this area, let's move on to the next milestone that we're going to do. That is going to be also over here in Tier 2. Looks like that in order to get Logistics Mark 2, we need to get into Project Assembly. which is going to be a whole other thing on its own. So, yeah. I would say let's do field research, but we're not going to get into field research today. You know, we're gonna dip our toes in it. We'll dip our toes in it, and we'll get into the whole thing about field research later. But I need some wire. Well, just give me a whole stack of it. Sure, why not? How we doing over here? The iron plate department, pretty good. All right. I can't believe I'm actually doing this, but I think we're going to go ahead and set up an actual assembly line here. So, let's do that. We got a storage container. And with this storage container, we're going to throw in all of our leaves. We're going to plop down another storage container right next to it and plop down all of our wood. We're going to focus on the wood for right now, because the biomass in the wood is going to be the easiest thing that we can set up right now. Of course, using the straight belt method, we can get this beautiful 90-degree turns and curves in order to get biomass via wood. We're going to set up another constructor right there and hook up another belt using the straight build method for the leaves. Set that to do the leaves. And then we get tons of biomass. But, of course, the biomass is not the most efficient thing that we have right now, is it? No, it is not. So, what we're going to do, set up a merger right there. Nope, not right there. Right there. So that way we can hook up that and that. Then set up another constructor to make solid biofuel. And that is our whole little system for solid biofuel. Now, I'm going to teach you guys a little thing that is, it could be good, it could not be good. No, I'm not going to do it for these things. These things need to be properly load balanced, because if not, oh my god, it's going to be a nightmare. Ah. We're just going to set there, there, and that guy right there in the middle. That guy there, that guy there, that guy there. And then we do boom, boom, and boom. This is called load balancing. It's not fun. By any means. Okay. So we're gonna have to cut off the power. And then do some rearranging here. Hook those guys up. Then we'll add that guy on. We'll hook that up to the rest of the grid. Take this. Put you down there. Let me up. Hook you up, and you. And there we go. Fully operational. And now, we don't have to worry about biomass for quite a while, I think. So this makes 60 biomass per minute when we're using the full total. And these are burning 4 solid biofuel per minute. Oh yeah. We should be okay. But we got to get this belt to match the 120 biomass per minute, because we're only making half of this right now. 60 biomass coming in, we're only making 30 per minute. That'll be the next project we work on. First, let's get field research going. Boom!
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency and alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Sounds good, Ada. So the best thing is now we can turn this machine on, get our screw production up and running to full potential. And then, whenever we need more power, all we gotta do is just hook up these guys. Just hook up these 2 guys to the grid. And then they'll be ready to go. But you can see how slowly the solid biofuel burns. So we're going to be solid on that for a little while. What's going on over here? Oh. Yep, totally forgot to turn that back on. Okay. Next up. Tier 1, complete. Tier 0, complete. Now we need to look into Tier 2. This is where things are going to get a little complicated. Where now, part assembly is going to come into play, and we're going to get the assembler. So, 200 cable. Oh, I can't add anything because the pod's not back yet. Alright, well, while we wait, let us go collect some concrete. We're gonna have to fix this a bit. Yeah, 60 concrete, and this is using 45. Ooh, that's a dumb number. Alright, now that the pod is back, part assembly. 200 cable, 200 rods. Ruh-roh. We need screws. 500 screws. And then one quick trip over here to grab some more iron plates. Then we shall get part assembly. Boop.
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly.
Yeah.
Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It Company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note: humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
All right. So yes, that is going to be our next thing, the assembler. Where now, instead of one project part in the constructor, we're doing 2 project parts now. So let's gather some wire, because I gotta handcraft a couple of things here. The assembler takes 8 reinforced iron plates. That is going to be the first thing that we are going to automate. So, let's go ahead and just craft up a couple of these actually. What do we, 8 per assembler, I think it was. If we're going to need 16 total. If I want to make 2 of them. 13, 14, 15, and 16. And you know what? What's a couple more? What's a couple more? We're going to need constructors and everything, sure. Why not? Boom. Alright, 30 will do for now. So, the constructors take 1 project part. 4 megawatts to use. The assemblers are 15. And they have their own menu of parts that they can make. Now, I personally really like to build everything that is possible in a certain tier, have it all automated, so that way when we go into the next tier, I have like a small stockpile of parts ready to go. So, before we can even think about making the smart plating, which take reinforced iron plates and rotors to make, I want to make sure that all of our other systems that we have going is up to speed. So, for example, this iron production here, no. No. This iron production is not up to my standards. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that real quick. Another friendly tip when you're playing Satisfactory, there is this thing called the world grid. So instead of like placing down foundations and just building off of this, you can press left control and you can see that it snaps to what is the world grid. And it just makes the game a little bit easier to track. So that's what we're going to be doing. We are going to be building on the world grid to make things a little bit easier. All right, so let's get this up and running again. We're gonna need the 2 smelters. Hook that up. Get our splitty boy. Get that up. Set those to make iron. Just free my inventory of all the ore and everything. And then we get the constructors. And these, of course, are going to be making iron plates. Expand this a little bit. And what we're going to do is grab a storage container. Put that down to collect just our regular iron plates. And then we'll save the rest. So, hook that up. Hook that up. That. 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 We're starting to use up a little bit of power here, too. And it looks like our wood ran out. But it's still making some biomass, which is good. So why don't we hook up this guy, so that way he can start giving us power. Then we can actually go ahead and start with our first assembler part. So the assembler, we need reinforced iron plates, and we need a lot of these things. 30 iron plates per minute. to make us 5 reinforced iron plates per minute. Well, I'm going to have to redo this screw production here as well. So, why don't we zoop over a platform. And let's get this whole thing taken care of. Yeah? You can also hold down a certain button. I don't know what it is by default. Mine's set to my 0 key. To mass dismantle stuff. So if you're rearranging projects like I'm doing, holding down the mass dismantle will make your life a hell of a lot easier. Just keep in mind that you can only dismantle 50 items at once. And it's gone. Okay. Uh-oh. What did we leave behind? Some screws? That's okay. Alright. Let's zoop that. And we'll get some actual organization and assembly going on here. So, realign this. And then we're actually going to be using the lifts to lift this straight up. And since we're only bringing in 60 iron ore per minute, let's grab our smelters. One there, one there. Each making some iron. Got the splitters. Put that together. Get power going. Okay. So, we got 30 iron ingots per minute here. Gonna make 2 constructors. Making some rods. That guy like that guy like that, and that guy in there. I'm gonna need to go get some more concrete. Oof. Alright, not a whole lot of concrete. But hopefully it'll be enough to get the job done. So, 2 more constructors down. Hook up the boys. Then make that a little nice. Set these guys to make rods. Merge them together to make the 30 rods per minute. Then split them back up. Just like that. Wire power to everything. Just like this. All right, and then we hook it up. Boop. All right. That's that. That took a lot of our precious resources. But at least now it's cleaner. It's cleaner and it looks a lot nicer. Let's start getting that stockpile back up and running. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm just going to put these in separate bins. So that way, there's not going to be any clogs, and we're not going to be missing out on any efficiency at all. Perfect. Okay, as I was saying, with the iron plates up and running now, we could actually put down our first assembler. Take our assembler, put that guy down there. Take our iron plates, feed them into here. And then come over here and grab this little line of screws. And bring them over here. Now, let me explain one more thing. It is 100% okay in the early game if you are not working at 100% efficiency. It is okay. Because if you look, the assembler requires 30 iron plates per minute and 60 screws. Well, I'm only making 20 iron plates per minute here. And if you recall, over here, we are only making 40 screws per minute. So there's going to be gaps, and that's okay, because the reinforced iron plates are not a complete necessity to anything that we are currently building. We are only making the reinforced iron plates strictly for the projects. That's it. So, with that out of the way, and reinforced iron plates automated, we can move on. And actually, we can work on Logistics Mark II. So, 200 concrete, 300 rods, and 300 plates. Holy moly. Alright, I need to extend this platform out so I don't have to keep parkouring my way around it. But we are going to have to do some handcrafting here. So, some iron plates. To get that up and running. We're going to have to go get some more concrete. And then we're going to have to do some handcrafting to speed up the reinforced iron plate production. Since we just made the machine to do it, it's going to take a while for it to start building up a lot of its resources. While we're doing this, however, we are going to set up another assembler. I just hope I have the power for it, though. Oh, yeah, I do. We're good. We're good. We only got 5 of these things running right now. And by the looks of it, we don't need to go get fuel for a while. So, let's get the next assembler going, shall we? This next assembler is going right here, believe it or not. It's going to go right there. This assembler is going to be making rotors. So, we're going to take the iron rods. We're going to take the iron rods straight out of the box. And we're going to put them in towards this assembly line here. I have to go grab some more iron plates. Oh boy. Because we're making 30 per minute. And this project part only takes 20. So we're still going to be adding to the box, even though we're taking out. So let's just add all of that in there so I don't have to carry it all. And then the next thing we're going to do is actually redo this a little bit. Hook that up. And then hook that up. Let's start making my rotors. I'm going to get another box. And then put that guy in there. We don't need the rotors for anything for right now. I did have a couple on hand. But we're just going to let these things build up. Because we're going to need them for a future project. Probably. It's always good to be prepared. Oh, that's why I had the motors. I need them. Alright, modular frames are the next thing that is on the to-do list to make, but those take reinforced iron plates and iron rods. We don't need the modular frames right now. We only just need the rotors, which we're constructing here, and the reinforced, or not the reinforced, the regular iron plates that we have being made over here. So, go in here and check out the smart plating. Yeah. We need about 50 of each. Which is a lot. I will not lie. It is a lot. It'll take some time. But we got nothing but time. I'm going to do some crafting, and I'm going to go get some more concrete. And then I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. 50 reinforced iron plates, 200 concrete. Logistics Mark II is ready.
Milestone reached. Fix-It would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint Fix-It.
All right. So, now we have conveyor, or Mark II conveyor belts. Now, what we can do is upgrade all of our existing belts that we have. We technically could make this whole system here a lot more efficient. And then it's the same thing over here, where we can now upgrade this belt to Mark II and get this fed the proper amount of leaves per minute. They move faster as well. Eventually, we can actually use the belts for transportation, but we're not going to worry about that right now. It's going to be super cool. Having Mark II belts is very good. Because now, we don't really have to worry about not being able to feed our systems all the materials that they need. Alright. So pretty much, everything that we have right now is exactly what we need in order to complete this phase of the game. But there's a slight problem. There's a slight problem. We still don't have the space elevator. So, the space elevator, we're pretty close. We're pretty close. Concrete is going to take a little while. We have the rods, we're getting the plates, and I'm pretty sure we have all of the... Oh, the wire. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do. Cool. So it's just the concrete that we're waiting on now. And I think we're going to continue to wait on that for a little bit. So, why don't we finish out Tier 2 in that case, then? We can get jump pads. But then we gotta wait the next 2.5 minutes for the pod to return, and then we can worry about jump pads. And the best part is, we're only using parts that we have been storing for most of this episode. While we've been running around doing a whole bunch of other stuff, all of the parts have been making in the background. Alright, if I am not mistaken, there is another limestone node over here somewhere. This might be it right here. Yes, it is. This is another impure node. Oh. Like, I'm half tempted to just throw down a couple of portable miners on these things and just let them do their thing in handcrafting all the concrete. Pigu, come here. Come here, Pigu. Thank you. I need your concrete, please. Alright, I'm just dragging it out all the way out here. Just so I don't have to go too far to come and pick it up. Alright, this is gonna suck because this is only gonna be making 30 limestone per minute. Gross. Alright, let's go get our jump pads. So I strip this rock of all of its hair. Gotta go get jump pads. Nope. Alright. Alright. Boom, boom. Boom. It's 300 iron plates, you fool. Oh, we definitely don't have enough. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix this. Max constraint 151 megawatts. Capacity is at 150. And by the looks of it, we're gonna need more biomass soon too. Well, not anytime soon, but you know. Alright, I'm gonna fix the iron real quick here. Because now that we have the Mark II belts, this will be a little bit different. And plus, it'll give you guys an idea of, you know, how things are going to change, considering that we have the higher tier belts now. So, obviously, this needs to be upgraded to Mark II, because this is spitting out 100 iron per minute. Or 120 iron per minute. We're going to need... what is it? 4 smelter boys now? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Set each of these guys up with a splitter. And then 1 more splitter. Nope. Make sure that they all get one. So that can be 60, that can be 60. 120 getting split in half for 60 and 60. Going into the smelters. Because they only take 30. Just like so. Alright, so... let me just empty this out of my inventory. Let's get some mergers. Like that. Then this side here is going to just be for making iron. So 30. Put you there, you there. Hook you boys up to make iron plates. Boom and boom. Then set that down to do that. Perfect. Of course, now we gotta hook up the power. Looking good. Check our grid. Okay. Bring another cable here to get these two guys up and running. More assemblers. Make it to iron. So now this is 40. Extend this platform out just a bit. Put our assembler back down. Perfect. Hook this bad boy back up to make reinforced iron plates. And then store it all away. And there we go. That is how the cookie crumbles. This is what we're looking at when it comes to our little iron setup now. Practically, we've doubled the amount of iron plates that we're making. But, you know, keeping the same amount of reinforced iron plates that we're making. If all we gotta do now is just fix the screws. But my fuse blew, which means we're out of power. So, oops. $74, $82. Well, let's just grab, you know, let's just steal these off of the belt. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything is fine. All right. We can set this to go. Jump pads.
Milestone reached. The Fix-It jump pad combines high technology and innovation for optimized factory traversal and an ideal travel experience. Clarification. Ideal travel experience not guaranteed, individual results may vary. Pioneers are responsible for all workplace accidents resulting from jump pad usage.
All right. So, you guys know what time it is now. We're out of fuel. Time to destroy another part of the environment here. I'm just going to spend some time doing this. So, I'm going to go ahead and hard cut here. And we'll be back to hopefully finish up tier 2. Okie dokie. I went out and I got some food, just let everything run for a little while, just so we can build up some materials. But I gotta come down here. I gotta go grab some concrete over here. There's not gonna be a whole lot in that one specifically, because that one is running at a much slower pace than this one is. And that's okay. So, let's grab... Oh, yeah, baby. 500 concrete. That's going to be pretty much everything that we're going to need for the space elevator. But before we can get into the space elevator, we still have a couple more milestones to complete. So, the Resource Sink Bonus Program is the final milestone here in Tier 2. So let's drop the 400 concrete, 500 wire, 200 rods, and then make a quick trip over here to the iron to pick up, oh yeah, all of our iron sheets. Boom!
Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as Awesome. Your awesome input allows Fix-It to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the awesome resource sink will grant fix-it coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the awesome shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more. Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
Yeah. So that the Awesome Shop is quite literally what Ana said. It is a bonus program to where you can throw extra resources in and get cosmetics, basically. All right, so we're actually going to go ahead and dismantle the hub real quick. So that way we can rebuild it. We're going to throw down the equipment shop. Or the workshop right there. And then put all of this stuff away again. So, I think that is pretty much where we're going to end today's episode on. Next episode, we are going to be constructing the space elevator. And I guess we could start working on the last two parts that need to be made, which are going to be the modular frames and then the smart plating. So, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you guys want to see some more. And tune in next time, because we're going to be constructing the almighty space elevator. Hope to see you guys again. Bye-bye.